and hamstrung horses. So your lord sends you there with his men to investigate what happened. But since you are quite poor guy, he gave you some money to buy some armor and get a sword from the local blacksmith, and then you will have to go to see his men and ride with them to the stables. As I said before, the facial animation, facial hair, and the character heads are just temporary. Right now they look, in the newer builds they look much better, and we are still improving the technology. This is old version of the engine. The hair and the animations are just not up to the level we plan to achieve. This is, right now we are in town of Ratais. It's the town we showed you in the video update. It's one of the biggest locations in the game. It's actual city that exists today. The lower castle we just been to is still there. The upper castle is replaced, or was replaced by a chateau which is quite destroyed right now. We show it to you when we were in his dungeons. These guys are just training here. All the buildings, everything is there. We try to reconstruct to as much detail and authenticity as possible. So we consulted historians. Every building should be, well, in most of the cases we don't know which buildings were there, but at least architecturally they should be historically accurate and look as close to the real world as possible. Right now my goal is to go to the shopkeeper, merchant, to buy a gambeson and helmet. You can see we have a map of the town. It's already working. You can see the checkpoints I need to go. The merchant is right here. Of course,
Greetings,
the
young
interiors
man.
will
What do you
look
wish?
much better with PBR lighting, but I would say they are quite nice even now. And
Greetings,
now I can
young man.
show
What do
you
you
the
wish?
shopping. The animation which you will see right now is not
God save you,
final as
young
well.
master. How may I serve you? From your attire, I reckon you'll need most everything, if you have enough money for it. If so, I can offer you the best goods in these parts.
So this is our shop. I need to buy iron head and gambeson as a basic armor. Right now I can show something about our inventory and clothing system. So you can see that we have different categories of items. Here you can see all the items: weapons, armor, food, quest items, others, and other items. I need to buy iron head and gambeson. I can sell stuff as well. And here there's a checkout. I will, like in online shop, and I can buy
May our goods
stuff.
serve you well.
So
Coming
I
on.
can review what I've purchased before I pay for it. You can see on the character that while I'm scrolling through the items, I see how will it look when I will use the object. And we have 16 different equipable slots on every character, plus 4 slots for weapons and 2 for the rings or some jewelry. There are 4 layers, so right now on the right upper corner you can see that we have 4 layers on the body. We have 4 layers on for the legs, 3 layers and some necklace on the head, and you really can see if I remove something, you can really see that it's changed. I can use. You can really see that the objects are layering over each other, which is something that wasn't done before, I would say. It's very complicated, and it's exactly the stuff we are going most likely to share with Star Citizen guys. They want to use it in their game. I don't know if for characters, because this could be applied even to spaceships. So we will share this technology with Star Citizen. Now I have some basic armor, and I will go to see a blacksmith and ask him to give me a sword, as my lord ordered him to do. But meanwhile, I can walk around the city and show you some details of the graphics. We, in our video update about AI and the living world, we said that every character will have its daily routines, which is right. So every building will have its inhabitants. Every character, every NPC will have place to stay, a bed where he will sleep. Every character will have some job to do. So every field will be there will be some. To every field there will be some peasant working on it. Of course, we have animals. So we will have pups, and there are no loading. There is no loading. So when you enter the building, you just enter it. There is no loading like in some other games. I would say that this city is about the same size as most of the bigger cities in Skyrim, for example. And this is the upper castle, where your lord's soldiers are waiting for you, and blacksmith who will give me the sword.
God save you, lad. What do you seek?
I am in the service of Sir Radzig Kobyla. Your master, Sir Johann, sent me. He orders that you give me a sword, so that I can ride with his men against brigands.
Dost thou think I'd fall for such a jest?
So, another example of branching dialogues. We mentioned that there is going to be a bard. It's not a class, but you can play as a bard, so you can talk yourself out of troubles. You will be able to collect stories and tell them to people. And here is one example where you can use your speech skill. So you have a speech skill. You can be very strong and powerful and dangerous-looking guy. So you can either threaten the guy or be nice to him or try to convince him otherwise. So I can tell him to give me the sword now, threaten him. If I'm strong enough or have nice armor and look like a warrior, he will probably give me it because he's going to be scared. I can kind of try to use my connections, or I can use my speech to and be nice to him to give me the sword. So
Come now, the brigands have assailed Neuhof. Sir Radzig wants me to ride there with Sir Johann's men. For that, I need a weapon.
Very well. Mayhap we'll find something for you. But you'll have to give it back or your master must pay.
And now I can even kind of bitch about the sword quality. It's not the best sword in the world. He is giving it to me for free, so so it's not the best quality. And I can kind of thanks for it, or I can be angry and tell him that it's bad, which may not be that bad at all, because it can show my courage and gain me some respect from the character. So
you call this a sword?
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Making the guy angry.
Hey up, and I'll make you a sword, the likes of which you've never seen. And how would a stable boy like thee know what a sword looks like if he's never held one?
I'm the son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
Forsooth? Then why did you not go to him?
Because he's dead, and our forge burnt down.
Aha. Sorry, I forgot. Well, lad, if 'tis as you say, you may hone this sword and show me what your father taught you. Mayhap I'll have use for you when you work off the price of this one.
Gramercy.
And so now I have a sword, and it's not the best sword in the world. So I can show you one of our mini games, because I can work on the sword, make it better, sharpen it. Everything in the game is going to be, crafting in the game is going to be done as a mini game. So when you can do something, you can really do it in a mini game. Here I can sharpen the sword. You can see that if I'm doing it right, the sword gets better. If I'm doing it wrong, the sword is going to get it's visible on the sword. You can do it yourself. You can pay the smithy to do it for you if you don't like it. But the thing is that, for example, we plan to have proper blacksmithing that will look like real blacksmithing. We will have mining, fishing, cooking, so it's going to be a little bit like cooking mama or something. We will have alchemy, so there is a lot of things to do other than doing the quest. You can collect herbs and then make some potions from them in our alchemy minigame. The alchemy is not going to be some magic stuff, it's going to be the real alchemy people believed in and used in the Middle Ages, so you can really make some potions or items to improve your health and stuff. And right now we are in the upper castle, and there are your lord's soldiers who are waiting for me with the horses. So I'm going to tell them I'm ready, and we will ride to the stables.
Well, then, can we set off? Are you ready?
Sorry.
We can set out, sir.
Very well.
Oops.
Get a mount in the stable there and ride after us. Do what the others do and try nothing till I tell you.
Nice blurry sky.
I know not what Sir Radzig sees in you.
I probably
Nor do
don't
I want
need
to
to
know.
remind you, this is still very early build. We still have like 2
Right,
years
men, stick close.
ahead of us.
God knows
so
what
a
awaits
lot
us.
of things are
Avaunt!
not final. For example, the animations of the horses, camera settings, as I said, faces, facial hair, and such things. So be a little bit forgiving. Right now we will ride through the countryside for some time. So this is a castle, upper castle, as you could saw it in the concept. And now we will see the countryside. It's quite large. We already built about 1/3 of the map, just to show the publishers our capability to make large world. So we are going to ride for about 1.5 kilometers to the stables. CryEngine is great for open world building. Its tools are quite great and easy to paint the world from assets. Most of this countryside was done by was designed or built by just one graphic artist in a few weeks. We are going to work on it, of course, even more. There is a lot of work to do still, but it's looking quite fine and was done very fast. We built several tools ourselves to improve some things. Little details like the roads are now the tool for making roads is better. The roads are looking better with our tool and stuff. The total size of the map is going to be about 9 square